Bow, chicka wow wow. Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to Cultivate Your Life. I am your hostess with the mostess. L as in the letter L, and key as in the key to your heart. Heart, heart. You might notice my little dog Chanel in my lap. I was gone away from her for this weekend, so now she feels the need to follow me everywhere. And I mean, she does it anyway, but it's on overdrive, so please forgive me if you see her pouncing around. And we're in my bedroom studio this evening because it's a small place and there are other people out there making noise, namely my husband, so I thought I would record here. So I might be all over the place, so bear with me. As you know, today is Mindful Monday, April 14th. Just got off of spring break. How was everybody's spring break? Did you enjoy it? I did. Spring break is usually a week long, and it definitely was much needed. I took in a lot of different things, saw, oh God, excuse me, friends that I needed to see. I went whale watching. I went to a Zen wellness retreat that was on the way to the beach in Santa Cruz. All of things I very much needed to do, considering my autoimmune disease that has impacted my life. And so I'm trying to learn and find ways how to calm my system and create new coping strategies. So I actually had someone write in with a topic, and it's interesting because I feel like it's been talked about a lot on social media, through friends, through acquaintances. I feel like it keeps coming up. So the fact that Donna from Virginia brought it up, I'm like, I guess I'm going to talk about it. And it might be a little bit of a roller coaster of things, but in a nutshell, what it was talking about is, do you ever find yourself that when you are a kind, loving person, that you're a kind, loving person, maybe you're an empath, maybe you want to see the good in people. I know I'm guilty of this, that I always want to find the good in people. I never want to believe there's any hurtful intentions or malicious intent, or and then what you come to realize is you might open yourself up for the wrong people, to where maybe they don't care about you and your needs, and maybe you feel a sense of closeness, so you open up to them, you befriend them, maybe they become your partner, your boyfriend, your husband, and then you get to a point where you're going through some challenging times, and you think this person that is so close to you, that you can trust them and you can confide in them, and that they will offer some relief, some solace, some kind words that will, embrace you and just make you feel better about sharing your vulnerable self. And it doesn't work out that way. Has that ever happened to you? Well, It seems to be a common theme lately. And so it made me think about a book. I'm so sorry for yawning, but it has been a rough couple of days as far as sleep goes. And the book is Your Inner Child of the Past. Now, this book has been through a lot. It was actually gifted to me by my mom, who's no longer with us. I want to say in the 70s or 80s. Anyway, I often go back to referring to this book because it talks about your inner child of the past. And I kind of wanted to get into that since it's Mindful Monday and ask some of you these kind of questions and see what do you know about your inner child of the past? Sorry guys, you are going to see me scratching. First of all, allergy season is upon us. Secondly, I am in my alter ego state. You know, I'm Elkivate Your Life, so I don't know if I'm Elkie, Evelyn, Inga from Sweden. I don't know. I haven't found my alter ego's name. But anyway, so going back to Inner Child of the Past, it talks about a lot of things that we bring into our adulthood, and it just got me thinking about things that I wanted to share with you. Let me know if you recognize yourself in the descriptions below. Were your parents perfectionists? Then the adult you could be is endlessly preoccupied with physical, intellectual, or social accomplishment. Were your parents over-submissive? The adult you could be would be impulsive, trigger-tempered, inconsiderate of the rights of others. Were your parents overindulgent? Well, then the adult you could be would be bored, unable to initiate, carry through, or persist in an individual effort. Or maybe your parents were punitive, so the adult you could be would be fiercely vengeful. Were your parents neglectful? If that were the case, then you as an adult would become anxious, lonely, and unable to feel close to others. And if your parents were sexually stimulating, well, then you would be obsessed with physical sex, dissatisfied with personal relationships. I have to say, in my case, I had a lot of these, so I'll use myself as an example. My mom was a perfectionist, most definitely. My friends hated coming to her home, our home, because she was the woman that when she would walk up the stairs where we were going to our bedrooms to go to sleep at night, she would be picking up the pieces of lint off the stairs as she walked up the stairs, because apparently my brother and I didn't do a good enough job of vacuuming the stairs. So that was one thing. So that's saying the adult could be endlessly preoccupied with physical, intellectual, or social accomplishment. Well, intellectual accomplishment, yes, I guess so. Social accomplishment, yeah. I mean, physical, I've battled my health, my weight my whole life, so I don't know if I would say that one. But the other thing I know is that she was punitive, and so it says that I would become fiercely vengeful, which I don't think I am. I'm not a vengeful person, not at all. But then then we go on to the next one, which was neglectful. And she was neglectful in the fact that she didn't know how to extend her love to my brother and I. Sorry, I'm noticing my computer and everything's getting unplugged here. So neglectful would make me anxious, lonely, and unable to feel close to others. That's definitely true. That's something that I had to overcome. And I don't think I learned to overcome that until I got to the age of 30. And what I'm finding through revisiting this book is there are 4 people in every marriage. There are 4 people in every marriage bed. Every lone wolf has a shadow. Doing better is sometimes worse. And how over coercion in childhood can lead to adult sexual frustration, obesity, temper tantrums, perfectionism, compulsive drinking, careless spending, selfishness are related and can be controlled. Plus 6 rules for a happy family life and more. The reason I brought that up, guys, is a lot of people that I'm in contact with currently are going through some struggles, personal relationships, with friends, with family, with their partner, and the woman I spoke of earlier that I told you, Donna in Virginia, just kind of shared with me that when we let our guards down and we let people in, sometimes we let the wrong people in and they take advantage, or they find a way to turn things around or manipulate us or hurt us. Or maybe we got some troubling news and we finally got up the gumption to share that troubling news, and we didn't get the response that we wanted or that we were looking for. And so it then has you asking yourself, did I set my expectations too high? Did I trust too soon? I always go to, what is the lesson here? What's the lesson? And I think that's where we have to be introspective, right? And self-reflect and think about how we got to that point where we trusted that person. Is it because we have a trusting nature and because we see the good in people? Is it because we just really needed to tell somebody and they presented themselves in a way that they seemed compassionate and understanding, and it seemed like they were going to give you the response that you wanted? What I'm learning more and more through my own adversities is that if we don't have expectations, then we're not disappointed when it happens. But then the question is, if we don't have expectations, then what kind of people are we inviting around us? You know what I mean? Like, does that just mean we invite anyone into our circle? I feel that there's a part where we have to protect our energy, and we have to be careful who we let in, and we need to be mindful of people's backgrounds and intentions and where they come from and how they grew up and how it's impacted them. Sorry, I'm getting emotional because I don't want to say anything negative about my mom. She was a great provider. She did what it took to provide for my brother and I. She wasn't the most loving or nurturing mom that I could have asked for or would have asked for. She was short-tempered, and she was very particular about how she liked things, hence me reading The Perfectionist. And because she wasn't warm and fuzzy and loving and all those things that I wanted to be, I found that I became that. And now what I do in my adult life is I'm the one that wants to include everybody and take care of the bird that has a broken wing, or the kitty cat that can't find its mom, or the child that the parents forgot to bring them their coat or chopstick, or so it's kind of like that's how I became Mama Elkie. Mama Elkie came from not being mothered and cared for in the way that I wanted. And that's what brought me to this place of wanting to help others and be kind to all and love everyone, no matter color, race, religion, that all of us have a right to be loved and nurtured and cared for in the way that we want to, not the way that the other person does, right? And I'm just going to kind of spin off into the love language book. The love language book talks about knowing your love language and why that's important to you. And I found it very interesting to learn that my love language is words of affirmation and physical touch. And the reason I needed those things is I didn't get them. I didn't get them growing up. And they became really important to me by the woman that was raising me, that was so strong, but didn't have the soft side to hug me when I got an A on my report card, or I sang the solo in the choir, or I got a job that I didn't think I was qualified for. So going back to Donna in Virginia, she was telling me about how she and I have similar stories because we've shared things through the podcast and social media. And so I begged the question, what is the reason that we that open our hearts, that soften our hearts, that want to make connections, often draw in the wrong people and the wrong connections and confide in the wrong person? Is it that we missed something? Is it that we didn't heal our inner child? Is it that we didn't follow our tuition? our intuition, because we do have one. And did we not listen to it? Did we ignore it? Or are these people so cunning that they have learned to mask the type of person that they are? And so they draw you in with all of the things they know you want and you're looking for. And then when you have let them in and you've become vulnerable and you've become their friend, their partner, their boyfriend, their girlfriend, husband, wife, then you come to realize that their responses and the way they handle things may not be what you wanted or anticipated or, God forbid, expected. And I guess what I would say is I would urge you to look at that inner child of the past and see if you have healed all those wounds. I'm guilty of it myself, which is why I'm getting emotional. I'm guilty of it. And I've been going down the list of, I took the time to look at myself and go to counseling and read books and check the boxes and create my list and develop my confidence, and I'm still having a hard time digesting and processing how these wolves in sheep's clothing snuck by me. It's very disheartening. Now I'm just trying to learn how to navigate the next step, how to move forward in a healthy way, in a productive way, not to be a victim, but to be a victor. And I just want to tell you all that we are all human and we all make mistakes, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay that there's lessons that have to be learned as long as we learn from them. And I would encourage you to have a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset, so that we find a way to stop these cycles. I think this is a great time to talk about my friend Kyle and his book, which is Commitment to Love. Love is a Verb. It talks about the meaning of love and what it is to self-love and what love means when you're with someone and what that looks like and what that should feel like, and the different practices that can be put into place. There's lots of reminders all around us. There's lots of information on the internet. Kyle's book, Commitment to Love, Love is a Verb, it can be found on Audible. Your Inner Child of the Past, I'm sure you could find that on Audible. Also, Audible through Amazon. And then the 5 love languages that I talked about can also be found on Amazon. I think they're really important books to look into or listen to or read, depending on what your preference is. And I I would just really encourage you to get to know yourself, the person that you were as a child, the person that you have become as an adult. And don't be afraid to use your voice. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Sometimes people try to manipulate us into believing or seeing things from their perspective. But if you listen to your heart and your intuition, I think you will find the answers that you're looking for. And if you don't find the answers that you're looking for by looking into your heart or reading these books or, meditating, it's okay to talk to somebody who can offer some insight. Because I have a growth mindset, I'm always open to talking to a counselor and asking about things and trying to just become the best version of myself. And that's what Elevate Your Life is here for. I want to help you to become the best version of yourself. So on this Mindful Monday, that's what I would encourage you to do, is just look at yourself as who you are now, who you want to become, how you got to be who you are now, and what are the goals of who you want to become. And don't be swayed by other influences. Listen to your heart, your soul, your intuition about what it is you want for your life, for the people that you surround yourselves with. Also want to give a shout out to my friend Stacy. Stacy's Delicious Delectable Cookies. She can be found on Nextdoor, TikTok. She makes these delicious chocolate chip pudding cookies that are to die for. And I can certainly include the information in my audio podcast, and I can find a way to include her in my video podcast as well. She's taking orders. I think it's 15 cookies for $30, and believe me, they're well worth it. Especially with Easter coming up. Easter's coming up, guys. What are we going to do? Do you have little ones? Are you going to take them on Easter egg hunt? Are you going to eat family dinner with friends? Are you going to go to church? And I would love to hear what everyone's going to do. So thank you for tuning in, watching, listening. And I hope that you will think about what I said and implement what I said. And I will look forward to your feedback. I'm always looking for subscribers. Guys, to subscribe is as little as a cup of coffee if you go through most of the platforms. It's $3 to $10. $3. Cup of coffee, cup of tea, freaking milkshake, vape pen, I don't know. Up to $10. What is that? A Happy Meal? I don't know. But I also am looking for sponsors. I'm still looking out for you, Uber and Lyft. I drove for you for many years, and I kept a 5-star rating. I got the most miraculous tips, and it's because I was the hostess with the mostest, and also because it's just who I am. I'm Mama Elkie. So I always want to help people and give them the best experience possible. And that's kind of where Mama Elkie started, with people getting into my car and saying, hey, I'm driving all the way here and I don't know you, but I got to tell you this story and I don't know what to do. And the next thing I was saying was, welcome to Uber and Lyft Confessions. How may I help you? And by the end of the ride, they're like, I don't know why I told a total stranger all that. I said, well, because you needed to get it out and I was here to listen. And sometimes I would offer friendly advice. And sometimes I would just say, well, good luck to you. I hope you follow your heart and listen to your intuition. So thanks for tuning in today. Thanks for watching. Please follow my podcast, Elevate Your Life, Mindful Mondays, and Wisdom Wellness Wednesdays. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Ciao for now.